So Borralho defeated Cannonier via unanimous decision, and yes, good solid fight in my opinion. To be fair, good win for Borralho as well. Needed that, but at the end of the day, though, sad to see Cannonier go out like that. Let's be real. If we're being completely honest, Cannonier should probably retire. People say, hey, we need to tell a fighter to retire, but at the end of the day, I don't like seeing Cannonier get beat on like that, to be fair. Like, that was not a good performance from him, really, if we're being real. And very clearly, Cannonier is not at that top level. And, look, I see many people saying, Borralho is absolutely legit now. But at the end of the day, we watched that and, people are saying he should go up against people like Izzy or someone like that. But Borralho's he's not at the elite level. No way, in my opinion, is Borralho at that elite level. And the thing is, though, is that it does show something about Cannonier because, let's be real, though, Borralho's main strength is his ground game and his wrestling. And he was completely able to piece up Cannonier on the fight for basically the whole fight, apart from the last 30 seconds where obviously he was on top of, he held the top position well on Cannonier after he hurt him bad in the 5th round. But yeah, for Cannonier, he was getting pieced up by Borralho on the feet. And I'm not saying Borralho's striking is bad at all. It's not. Borralho's got very good striking. I think it's getting better every single fight. But from what we used to see from Cannonier, it's not the same now, is it, though? Like, Cannonier used to be an elite striker. He really did when he was fighting at light heavyweight, when he was fighting at middleweight at the start as well. He used to be an elite striker. He's not that at all now. Like, let's be real. Prime Cannonier definitely beats Borralho 100%. But it's just, in my opinion, for Borralho, he doesn't manage range well. He doesn't manage his range well at all. He just stands in the pocket a lot, quite open. And at times, Cannonier was able to piece Borralho up when Borralho was in the pocket, and Cannonier would take a few steps back and really get his shots through. But Cannonier never followed up, and that's something that an elite striker does. An elite striker, tags you and follows up, and we didn't see that from Cannonier. And it just shows Cannonier's not an elite striker anymore. And that it's just not great to see. The IQ of Cannonier is not as good as it used to be as well. And Cannonier also doesn't set up his shots as well as he used to. As I said, Prime Cannonier would definitely beat that version of Borralho that we saw last night without a shadow of a doubt. Prime Cannonier wins that fight. But I think it's clear to see that we are long gone from Prime Cannonier now. Like, he didn't look great against Imanov. People are like, it's an early stoppage. But at the end of the day, if we're being real, Cannonier was never going to win that fight against Imanov. You could surely tell by the way it was going, Cannonier wasn't going to win the fight anyway. His last win he got was against Vettori. But let's be real, Cannonier didn't look anything special in that fight against Vettori anyway, though. And arguably lost to Strickland, obviously got pieced up by Adesanya. And, just ever since then, it just hasn't really seemed too great for him. Previously to that, he beat Gastelum. But it's like, really, Gastelum was his last half-decent performance, if we're being real. That's the thing. Gastelum was his last half-decent performance overall. But yeah, it's a shame. I mean, Cannonier, he's still tough as nails. He's still got a great chin, in my opinion. But, a few years ago, he's taking shots a lot better than that, though. He was. But let's be real, though. Throughout the fight, I think it's clear to see Cannonier is definitely technically better than what Borralho is. I think we already knew that coming to the fight. But Borralho was the much harder puncher, and Borralho was landing overall probably the biggest shots. I thought, as I said, Cannonier, was able to time himself well at times in that fight and did cut Borralho open just below the eye. And Cannonier, he was able to hurt Borralho, but not a lot that really fully earned that respect to Borralho, though, in my opinion, because Borralho was still able to come forward, stand in the pocket, and land the big shots on Cannonier. And, Borralho was able to back him up against the cage quite a bit on the feet as well. And, be able to land some big shots there. And as I said, Prime Cannonier wouldn't allow that kind of thing to happen. So it was pretty sad to watch. But let's be real, the guy's 40 years of age. What do we expect? But I think people are really overrating that performance from Borralho. They really are. He was up against a 40-year-old Cannonier, and people are now saying he could beat people like Izzy, but Izzy's nowhere near as good as what he was. But Izzy's striking is definitely clear of what Cannonier's is. That's the thing. And I mean, people will say, oh, Borralho could beat him up on the ground or something like that, but if Borralho is on the feet with him for a bit, though, Izzy would probably be able to take him out, in my opinion. He probably would. I don't think Borralho beats any. I don't think he beats the real top guy ever being real. There's no way he can compete with Drickus. He doesn't beat Strickland. No way, in my opinion. He doesn't beat Whitaker. I doubt he beats Imanov. I mean, the Vittori fight for him, that could be an interesting one. I doubt he beats Shemaev. That's the thing, in my opinion. I doubt Borralho beats Shemaev or anything like that. I mean, let's go through this top 10 and let's see who he beats. He beats Dolidze 100%. He beats Jackamanson. Probably he beats Marvin Vittori at this point. Obviously, he has beaten Cannonier. I don't really think he beats anyone else in that top 10. I really don't think he beats anyone else in that top 10. I think he can just be a bit reckless at times on the feet and he'll walk into something, get caught. But, he probably will fight with a more ground-heavy game plan, though. But we'll have to wait and see with him, though. But if he is messing around on the feet, he's going to get caught by some of these elite strikers, though. That's the thing. But, yeah, obviously, Borralho did exactly what he had to do last night, though. Did exactly what he had to do. But people are really overhyping him, and I think, he needs to play it a bit more smart instead of really putting him in there with someone like Izzy or something like that, or someone like Brendan Allen. Play a bit smarter, in my opinion, first, and we'll have to go from there. But yeah, let's see what happens with it all. Anyway, but yeah, for Cannonier, I think it's retirement, for being real. Anyway, thanks for watching this video, King. I'll speak to you in a bit. Thanks for watching.